So welcome to part 9 of how to create and sell digital products. Now in the previous video I had given you a couple of steps that you could take to create your digital product, but I know personally I would be a little bit lost right now and I would probably need somebody to show me what do they look like, what do I need to do. Now in this case here, what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to go through a couple of my digital products and show you what they look like, how I did them, so you'll be able to maybe better understand it yourself. So in this case here, this was a document that I had created in Google Docs, and the product was called Chrome Cache. And what I did in this product and how this product actually came about was that I was using the Chrome browser, and I was just kind of playing around with some of the extensions that you can add to Chrome that give you extra features. And one of the extensions that I found was an extension called Keywords Everywhere. And what that would allow you to do was when you went into, at the time I was selling a lot of Kindle books, but at the time what it would allow you to do was it would allow you to go into the Amazon Kindle store, and then when you had the extension installed on Chrome, it would allow you to see how many people were actually looking at that keyword term and how valuable it was. So basically you could do your own little kind of keyword research on the Amazon Kindle store for anyone who was interested in maybe selling more of their Kindle books, which I thought was fantastic. I knew my audience didn't or wouldn't know about the extension. I also was originally going to give it away for free. I was just going to point out to them and say, well, here you go, there's the extension, use it. Now, I realised that some people won't take action on free advice, would probably not use the extension. Maybe some people might actually try it and mightn't be able to understand how they could use it properly. So that's why I decided to actually create a digital product. Now, as you can see here, this document has only got 11 pages in it. So it's not complicated. And as we go through it, you're going to see that it doesn't actually have a lot of content. We have the cover on page 1. We have a little bit of a legal page here on page 2, just telling them, they can't share it, that there's kind of a copyright on it, and don't do piracy, buy the product, and just kind of legal stuff on it. And then as we kind of come down to the start of it, there's just a kind of a welcome intro talking about how I came up with the idea for the product and how much money I made with the product. And then basically I am just a little bit of text, and then I was using a piece of screen grab software, so I could simply just take photographs or snapshots of what I was doing, so I could explain as the person is actually reading through this document. They can see my text, but they can also see the images where I am pointing out what to do. So I was highlighting things that the person needed to look out for. All the steps were basically laid out with step 1, take this action, and then a screen grab of that action, so it would help explain to the person what I was doing. So basically, as we just scroll through this here, this is basically all I did was telling how I created the course. Here are the steps I took, and then basically showing the person then how, when they have videos, how to put them up on YouTube to create their own product. And basically that was it. So as you can see here, there's only really 4 steps that I gave the people in this product that they need to do. So it's a simple to follow one, and then I just had to put a little section here at the end, just maybe explaining some of the doubts that the person might have, and just kind of encouraging them, and giving them answers to maybe any objections they might have in their head that possibly they couldn't actually create a digital product. So basically that is all this is. The majority, the kind of meat of the product is probably only 2 or 3 pages where I'm just giving them the steps and then giving them the the images and showing them how to do it. So it's easy to look at a product that's only got 11 pages and say to yourself, well, how the hell can I charge maybe $17 for this, $27 or $30 or $50? But what I'd say to you is, don't think of the size of the product, like how many pages in it. I want you to think about, the person you're helping. What is it going to take them from not knowing to knowing? Now in this case here, I was going to give them the knowledge of how they could actually create their own digital products from the Google Chrome store. Now these people could go on, if they create the products, and could make tens, hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars for that information. So when you kind of stack up how much money that person could make on the other side compared to maybe the $10, the $20 or $30 I was charging, the price I was charging was minuscule if they took action on it. So don't get tied into the idea that if you're selling a small product, it should be a small price. No, if the knowledge is going to change someone's life and it's going to give them, a learning, some skill that's going to make them money, that's going to make them healthier, people will pay for that knowledge. Now, if you go into another product that I created, again, it's another PDF document. This one is 60 great tools and resources on the internet. And what I did was as I was kind of browsing around the internet, would land on maybe a website that I thought was great because maybe the tool was free, or that it was something that I could maybe use at another point. Maybe it was a free video training course or something like that. And what I used to do was I used to simply bookmark all those places. And then what I decided to do was actually put them all together in one simple document. So what I did was, again, if you go past the legal page here, what I simply did was just welcome them to the report with the 60 resources. And then what I did was I wrote down the name of the website. So we have reshoot here, but I just simply took a screen grab of part of the website. And then what I did was I just had put a little bit of a summary of what the person would find on that website. And then I'd simply given them a working link. So that was it. Just the name of the website, screen grab of a portion of what the landing page or the main page was like on the website, and then a working link. And then what I did was I simply put 2 of those on every page, and I did that for 30 pages. Now, if you're telling me that you can't actually do something like that, create a simple document. Now this one again only got 34 pages in it. But can you imagine if somebody gave you 60 resources right now that was going to save you time, going to save you money, and where you could maybe get your hands on free knowledge, free, training courses that was going to make you, give you different skills like how to make money online or whatever you needed to learn. If you could give somebody 60 of those resources, how much would you personally pay yourself? Not to have to go around the internet, not have to, search for months and months to find all this stuff. What if someone just gave it to you right now in a document? That could be another training product or a digital product that you can actually create, which is just simply a resource filled with links. Now what I could do is I could simply just give them the 60 links one after the other on a page. But again, I wanted to dress it up. I wanted to give it a bit more value. I wanted to make it look nice, a bit prettier. So that is why I have simply taken the screen captures and again, a little summary of what the person is going to find when they land there, and then a working hyperlink. So that is simply it. If we just go through this document here, that's basically all I did over and over and over again. And then I put a price tag on it. So that is another idea you can do if you want to create a digital product, is simply just gather a group of resources, tools, things that your audience will be interested in, put them in a PDF document and give it all to them in one go. And as I said, how much time a person is going to save, how much money they're going to save, and how much knowledge they're going to gain from simply having everything in one simple document. So if we go over to another one that I had created, this one here is called Clever Content Creation. Again, there's only 11 pages in this PDF. And what I did in this course was I was showing someone how they could write a simple daily email and then take that daily email and then turn it into different pieces of content. Now this was before AI. AI will actually allow you to do it a lot easier, but this was kind of old school, where I had simply just come up with a little process that I used to do every single day to create content. So what I used to do was I used to write an email and then I would turn that into a blog post. I would create social media images from the content. I used to create a video, and then I did podcast episodes with the same email content. So basically I just got one piece of content in simple email and repurposed it loads and loads and loads of times. And what I did in this PDF document, if we just scroll through it, is, well, I just simply had told the person, step 1, how to write a daily email. And I simply had created a video of me kind of with the camera on the screen showing the person. Now, I wasn't on the camera at the time. It was basically just of me typing on the screen, showing the person how to create a daily email. And what I simply did was I just uploaded that video to YouTube, put a little bit of a nice little thumbnail on it, and then I simply have a working link to that YouTube video. So that is simply just a link to one video. Again, if you go down to the next page, we have step 2 here, how to create a blog post. And this was where I was talking about how I was going to turn this email into a blog post, show the steps I took, again upload the video to YouTube, and then simply just use the thumbnail I had created for the video, simply just put it in the document, and then just give them a working link. Now again, if you tell me that you can't do something as simple as this, that is just a kind of step-by-step process, showing the person what they need to do at every step, put it into a document, and then sell it, I think you're crazy. So as I said, I just want to show you, what it's like actually going through some of the digital products that I have created in the past and still do. I still create products this way. Just make it as simple as possible. Make it as simple as possible, and don't get bogged down in the idea that you've only got a couple of pages in it. Forget about the notion of size. Think about the difference it's going to make in someone's life. So what I recommend is, if you have been maybe doubting that you can't do it, and maybe if you are a little bit lost, I'd maybe just go through this video one more time just to see how I do it. But just make your first digital product as simple as possible, that if it does fail, it does happen from time to time. Sometimes you might have a great idea, but again, sometimes if you don't do a little bit of testing, sometimes it might fail. But at least if you don't put much effort into it, you're not losing much effort. And what you can simply do is you can go back to the drawing board, go back and create another digital product, make it as simple as possible. And if you do find that maybe some of your products are really successful, what you can do then is go back to that product again, update it, maybe add new content to it, maybe expand on it, and maybe give them more information. And that PDF document can suddenly go from, 11-page document into maybe a video training course that has maybe 3 or 4 videos in it, depending on how much more information you might need to put in it. So don't just think because you've created a PDF document that that's all it is. You can expand on that at any time, and it can become a huge, more expensive product at another point. But this is just a way of actually just testing the water, dipping your toe in, and then see what your audience is in. So as I said, these digital products are so easy to make. There's no reason why you can't be doing it. Just simply get into Google Docs, do the actions I've done, and get started. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.